does not render an accurate literal translation. So instead of them copying it word for word, they wrote down what they think. And the scriptures tell you, do not add or take away. Tells you that, man. So these devils, they did it on purpose. So that's why King James 1611, that's a functional equivalence, which a functional equivalence is word for word. These devils in NIV and New King James is a dynamic equivalence. It's not a translation. It's an interpretation, basically. So it says, Satan is the author of confusion. Once he gets you to forsake a standard, you're adrift in a sea of doubts. It's not a secret that the cults recruit a substantial percentage of their membership from the ranks of professing born-again people. This tragedy frequently can be traced to the vast array of footnotes and differences casting doubt on God's word in the Bible they're trying to study. As they are dazed and confused, a Mormon, Jehovah's Witness, etc. rings their doorbell. Soon after the usual wrangling, the fledgling student goes down for the count, then is later seen thumbing through a New World Translation or the Book of Mormon, etc. Alright? It says, the following article appeared in the Wall Street Journal, November 16, 1978. It says, Grand Rapids, Michigan, Zondervan Corporation believes it has struck a new vein of gold in an ancient and well-mined lode, the Bible. Accordingly, it told analysts here it raised its already gleaning sales and earning forecasts. Alright? And this advertisement on the back cover of Moody Monthly, June 1982, a $1 million ad campaign scheduled to be launched this summer, will make the New King James Version the ideal gift for holidays and other special occasions. The New King James Version is deceptive in that it keeps the familiar verses basically intact, but then goes about corrupting the rest of the verses. As long as there's financial gain in it, publishers will push new translations. Nowadays, Christian publishers promote the modern versions because each new version opens up a profitable market. Increasingly, these same publishers will not publish a book unless scripture quotations from the modern versions are used. Alright, and yeah, they quote some good scriptures here. I'm going to read this part first. It says, the translators of the authorized version KJV used the word-for-word method of translation. They, through painstaking effort, were trying to make the words in English precisely equal to the words in the Hebrew and Greek. Also, when translating from one language to another, occasionally a word needs to be added to complete the sense of a sentence. When the King James translators needed to do this, they indicated the word in italic type. This crystal clear honesty and integrity is absent in the modern versions. Therefore, the authorized King James Version is the only translation that completely and accurately reflects in English the original Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek texts. And it tells you that in the Apocrypha, man, that when you translate from one language to another, the same force is not in them. It's in the prologue of Sirach. It says, right here, it says, wherefore let me entreat you to read it with favor and attention, and to pardon us when we may seem to come short of some words which we have labored to interpret. For the same things uttered in Hebrew and translated into another tongue have not the same force in them. And not only these, but the law itself and the prophets and the rest of the books have no small difference. So, I mean, the King James, whenever you translate Hebrew to another language, it's not having the same force. But in the English, the King James 1611 is the most accurate. But anyway, that's why we go into Hebrew, man. That's why the elders do Lashon and Kodash classes, man. So you can learn the Hebrew and you can go into Hebrew and look up words and also look up words in the Greek. To study, because the scriptures say study to show thyself approved. And yeah, they quote scriptures here. This is from the King James. It says, the grass withereth, the flower fadeth, but the word of our power shall stand forever. Isaiah 40:8. It says, forever, O Lord, that word is settled in heaven. Psalms 119 and 89. But the word of the Lord endureth forever, and this is the word which by the gospel is preached unto you. 1 Peter 1 and 25. Psalms 12:6-7. The words of the Lord are pure words, as silver tried in a furnace of earth, purified 7 times. Okay, because this word has been purified. This word has not this word been tried? You know, these devils, they try to omit the scriptures and get these new versions and all these things. The King James Bible has been tried, man. You know, they tried to change it, but they can't change it, man. Because guess what? The Most High, you know, the Most High isn't, basically it's the Most High's will that His word keep going, man. And whatever His will is, that it be done, you know. These devils try to switch everything and do all these things, and it's not going to work, man, because Yahweh Shem Yahushai, this is Most High's program, man. You know? The words of the Lord are pure words, as silver tried in a furnace of earth, purified 7 times, which 7 represents completion, man. This word has been tried, man. These devils try to burn our laws, our books, our ancient books during the Maccabees, when Antiochus Epiphanes came. You know, they tried to burn our books in 70 AD. They tried to burn our books. You know, this word has been tried, man. You know, thou shalt keep them. You know, O Lord, thou shalt preserve them from this generation forever. So this word is preserved in the King James scriptures, man. You know, and that was it on this document. There's another one. This one right here. This is one I believe Elder Gabar brought out. It's called The History Timeline of the English Bible from 1560 to now. Alright, this goes into the King James Bible, what happened. It says King James the First, which they got a cracker picture right here, which this is a prime example of iconoclasm. You know, it states the translation to end all translations, for a while at least, was the result of the combined effort of about 50 scholars. They took into consideration the Tyndale New Testament, the Coverdale Bible, the Matthew's Bible, the Great Bible, the Geneva Bible, and even the Rhymes New Testament. The great revision of the Bishop's Bible had begun. From 1605 to 1606, the scholars engaged in private research. From 1607 to 1609, the work was assembled. In 1610, the work went to press, and in 1611, the first of the huge 16-inch pulpit folios known today as the 1611 King James Bible came off the printing press. Alright. And this is info on this devil, Noah Webster. You know, it says, while Noah Webster, just a few years after producing his famous Dictionary of the English Language, would produce his own modern translation of the English Bible in 1833, the public remained too loyal to the King James Version for Webster's version to have much impact. It was not really until the 1880s that England's own planned replacement for the King James Bible, the English Revised Version, would become the first English language Bible to gain popular acceptance as a post-King James Version modern Bible. The widespread popularity of this modern English translation brought with it another curious characteristic: the absence of the 14 apocryphal books. So he took out the apocryphal book, because there's a lot of controversy on the apocrypha and all these things, man. You know, but that's a whole nother topic. You know, most I will, I can bring it out, but that's another topic, man. But the 1611 included the apocrypha because they knew it was true, basically. You know. But this devil, he took out the apocrypha. Up until the 1880s, every Protestant Bible, not just Catholic Bibles, had 80 books, not 66. The intertestamental books, written hundreds of years before Christ, called the Apocrypha, were part of virtually every printing of the Tyndale Matthew's Bible, the Great Bible, the Bishop's Bible, the Protestant Geneva Bible, and the King James Bible until their removal in the 1880s. The original 1611 King James Bible contained the Apocrypha, and King James threatened anyone who dared to print the Bible without the Apocrypha with heavy fines and a year in jail. So King James, he knew the Apocrypha was real. And he said, if you print the Bible without the Apocrypha, then guess what? You're going to be fined and you're going to be jailed for a year. Only for the last 120 years has the Protestant Church rejected these books and removed them from their Bibles. This has left most modern day Christians believing the popular myth that there is something Roman Catholic about the Apocrypha. Alright? Now let's go to some scriptures right now. This is the book of Job. Job chapter 13 and 4. It says, "But ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value." You know, the white man is a forger of lies. He creates lies. You know? And basically that goes into the elites, really. You know, not the average Edomite. The elites. This is Psalms chapter 5 verse 9. "For there is no faithfulness in their mouth. Their inward part is very wickedness. Their throat is an open sepulchre. They flatter with their tongue. Destroy thou them, O power. Let them fall by their own counsels. Cast them out in the multitude of their transgressions, for they have rebelled against thee." Alright, so Esau, man, his inward part, man, like the elders always say, they say you might have a cracker that speaks nice and he has a nice appearance and he says, you know, he has black friends and gives donations, but his inward spirit, man, his whole motive, you know, his whole agenda, he has an agenda, is wickedness and evil. You know, and these elites, they know the truth too, man. You know, these elites don't think they're some stupid peons, man. They know the truth. Because, matter of fact, let's go to it in Psalms 64, book of Psalms, chapter 64, and I'm going to start at 1. It says, "Hear my voice, O Most High, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked," which is the elites, Illuminati, "from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongues like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect," which is, who's the perfect? The Israelites. You know, they're shooting at you in secret. One way is with these new Bibles, man. They trap you up with these new translations. You know, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. So these elites, they accomplish a diligent search. You know, they got their scholars and their archaeologists and their historians. They go into all these documents. So they know who the Israelites are. You know. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. So the elites are deep, you can say, man. Because they search out everything. You know. I'm going to go to Ezekiel. There's another scripture in Ezekiel 28. You know, because the elites know the truth, man. You know, they know who the Israelites are and all that, you know. So this is Ezekiel 28 and 1. It says, "The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus," which this represents Esau, "Thus saith the Lord power, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God." Doesn't the white man say that? You know, he portrays himself as God. You know, he painted the Most High white. You know, he portrayed himself as the Lord. Alright. "I sit in the seat of God, in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man and not God. Though thou set thine heart as the heart of God, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee." So it says that Daniel was a very smart man. He was an intelligent person. You know, he was basically second in the kingdom in Babylon. You know, he confounded the astrologers, the soothsayers, the monthly prognosticators, all the wise men of Babylon. He confounded them, the Chaldeans. You know, so the king of Babylon made him a president, and actually he made him above a president. He made him the top. So it said if he's that wise, it says that the white man is wiser than Daniel. It says there is no secret that they can hide from thee. You know, so no matter of secrets, nothing they can hide from Esau. You know, because Esau searched out everything in the earth. You know, he didn't search the earth out physically. I'm saying like historically wise. You know, and all right. And now this is a document called